The next point is point 11, and it says, there has been no announcement of the end of USMG jurisdiction over Taiwan by the US Commander-in-Chief. Hence, USMG jurisdiction over Taiwan continues to be active and has not yet been supplanted by a locally formed civil government for the territory. However, Taiwan continues to be governed by the ROC government in exile. Yes, Brian?
So far, the jurisdiction in Taiwan is under the hands of the exiled government of ROC in Taipei. I don't know why the United States executive branch has not the right or opportunity or the intention just to withdraw the authorization of secondary occupation in Taiwan. I mean, the United States wants ROC in Taiwan to fight on behalf of the United States to fighting PRC in mainland China. This is the tricky but unfair to the people of Taiwan. You know, even the people of Taiwan is under the occupation of the United States or ROC. Still, every inhabitant of Taiwan has some kind of human right. This human right is very important to the inhabitant of Taiwan. As you know, we have the right of a international recognized state. It means so far we have not the nationality, because the nationality of Republic of China is not officially granted to the people of Taiwan. You know, in the peace treaty between Taipei and Japan, on the 10th article, it says all the people, either the inhabitant before surrender or after the surrender, are deemed to be the nationality of the people of the Republic of China. It means this nationality to Taiwanese is not officially, is not correct. We still want Taiwan is a state, and every people in Taiwan has the nationality of Taiwan instead of Republic of China, because Republic of China is not a state. She has not a statehood, so ROC is rejected by UN so far.
Continuing with the explanation of point 11, it says, in other words, in the period of April 28, 1952 to the present, no civil government operations recognized by the principal occupying power, in this case the United States in Taiwan, which would serve to supplant the United States military government in the island, have begun. Right, so there's no indication that the civil government in Taiwan has begun. Civil government hasn't been established in Taiwan since April 28, 1952, when the coming into force of the San Francisco Peace Treaty.
That's a problem to the United States of America. if USMG, the United States military government, was established in Taiwan, it means all the defense must be done by United States. And this will be a very big burden to the states. So, United States wants to take the advantage of Taiwan by appointing ROC as his agent in the occupation of Taiwan. This is a trick. This is unfair to all the inhabitants of Taiwan. This is not good for the United States because every country in the world now thinks Taiwan is part of China. Actually, Taiwan is not part of China. Taiwan is only an occupied territory by Chinese, the so-called exile government of Republic of China in Taipei. This is unfair to us. This is what I'm going to fight against against the communists, against the KMT, Kuomintang. Yeah. So,
as you said, it's unfair, right? Because under international law, right, native Taiwanese people have the right to establish their civil government. But so far, they haven't done it. I mean, it's in the hands of the United States to do this. However, they haven't done it. They haven't done or taken the responsibility.
yes.
So far.
Recently, last week, I mean, on early July in 2014, there was opinion that if Taiwan declare independence, then United States and Japan are not allowed to defend Taiwan. But this is a very wrong idea. This is a very curious opinion on how to defend Taiwan. You know, this one will be a more and more concern in the international affairs in the near future. Yeah.
The next point, for point 13, continues and give a little more explanation about this situation. It says here, to put this another way, if USMG jurisdiction over Taiwan had already ceased, the political branches of the United States government would either A. recognize the geographic area of Taiwan as an independent sovereign nation under some particular nomenclature, for example, with a different name, in other words, or B. would recognize Taiwan as part of another independent sovereign nation. But so far they haven't recognized both situations, right? So it means that the jurisdiction of the USMG over Taiwan is still active.
It's quite right. You know, when Japan returned to a normal country, normal state, when San Francisco Peace Treaty is going to force 1952, under that day, USMG in Japan was closed immediately. But in Taiwan, the USMG still not start to operate operation. You know, MacArthur just appoint Chiang Kai-shek personally as surrendering ceremony in Taiwan on 1945, December 25th. I understand once the United States closed the subcontracting, the sub-agent about Chiang Kai-shek's exiled government in Taiwan, then there must be the USMG start to operate the two operation, and it means the acculation of USMG is definitely possible when ROC withdraw from Taiwan in the future.
Yes. And in point 14, the USMG jurisdiction over Taiwan is still active, right?
Yes.
However, the United States executive branch continues to proclaim that the status of Taiwan is undetermined. Yes, it has not a final determination of its political status.
Not yet.
In the history of America, there have
Yes.
been different territorial cessions, and there's the historical precedent
Yes.
that first there's the military occupation, then the coming into force of the peace treaty,
Yes.
right? And after that comes the
Withdraw.
the establishment of the civil government, and
Civil government.
civil government supplants military government, right?
You are right.
Yeah, but so far this hasn't happened in Taiwan yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
This is like in the middle, right? Yes.
This is unfair
Mhm.
to all the inhabitants of Taiwan so far.
Mhm. What we have mentioned before, we can clearly see that the territorial cession of Taiwan is being held under the jurisdiction of the USMG until final determination of its political status. Yeah. So this is what we just mentioned, right? That the territorial cession of Taiwan, right, is still being held
Right.
under the jurisdiction of the USMG until it reaches a final political status.
I still want to give you some kind of evidence that Taiwan is under the occupation of two countries. One, the primary occupation is by the United States. The secondary occupation is done by Republic of China in exile in Taipei. But this kind of situation can be done very long way to go. And those you can see, once every 4 years, the election of the Taiwan president is concluded, is finalized, then the President of the United States will issue a recommendation letter to the elected President of Taiwan. Then this is the authorization of the new term of 4 years to come. Yeah, that's all.
Exactly. Well, we hope that the final political status of Taiwan comes through as soon as possible, but we have to be patient. We have to
Yeah, me
to
too.
wait
Me
for
too.
for the right moment, right? In the meantime, it's important to let everybody know what the real situation is, and all these points that you just explained
Right.
will help us all to understand more clearly about the whole situation. All right, Brian, it has been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And do you want to add anything else?
Yes. As I know, your mother language is Spanish.
Right.
So after the discussion today, could you just make another speech after our talking, then edit to the video a short paragraph in Spanish. So about the conclusion of discussion today, then probably your countrymen or your friends who speaks Spanish can understand what's the situation of Taiwan so far. How about that?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea because, as I told you before, I myself didn't know what the real situation is, and I think that if I get to do that, would be,
Yeah.
I think, helpful. Some people could find it helpful, so
Yes.
it will be my pleasure to do that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So, thank you very much, Brian,
Yeah, thank you.
and thank you, everyone.
Today, I will appreciate and thank you very much for coming here to make this video, and hope you have a good stay in Taiwan in the coming years.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
sure.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.